Here we go. Welcome to the Transform with Travel podcast, where we share stories of personal transformation and life lessons through our experiences of traveling and exploring the world. Travel is the ultimate accelerator for personal growth, and it can be the root catalyst for the pivots and plot twists we make in our lives. I'm your host, Kelly Tolliday, and it's my mission to inspire you to live life to its fullest, travel with an open mind and heart, and let the world show you a new perspective. I'm so grateful you're here with us today, so let's dive right in. Happy exploring. Welcome to the Transform with Travel podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Tolliday. I'm a Florida girl who's traveled to over 40 countries and 5 continents. I've lived in Australia, Thailand, Costa Rica, and Switzerland, and I've hosted group travel and retreat experiences for 6 years, taking over 100 people to dream destinations around the world through my business, Rising Nature Retreats. I'm also a mom to 2 daughters, aged 3 and 1, who are now collecting stamps in their passports more than most adults I know. Travel to me is more than just a relaxing getaway and a fancy cocktail and a coconut on the beach, which does sound really good right about now. But beyond all of that, travel is an opportunity to learn more about the world and truly more about who you are. It's a way to elevate your own health, well-being, and personal development. In my opinion, travel is the ultimate accelerator for personal growth if you allow it to be. When you step outside of your comfort zone or just literally step outside the city limits of your hometown, you open yourself up to new trials and challenges that you otherwise might not have been exposed to. When you open yourself up to all that travel has to offer, you meet the most incredible people along the way. These relationships you build while traveling can change your life, like you'll hear about in my story of how I met my Aussie husband. When you give yourself the space to roam free, your mind becomes a sponge again, like when you're a kid, and your creativity spikes. You may find you have loads of new business ideas or solutions to problems your community faces at home. You may even find you take an entirely new path in life when you return back home just through your experiences of travel. This is why the Transform with Travel podcast was created. We're here to inspire you to explore the world, to be curious about what other cultures have to teach us, and to allow the transformation of travel to occur within you. The hardest step in traveling is truly the step over the threshold of your front door and out onto the adventure ahead of you. Let this podcast help you bridge the gap between writing out your bucket list and actually living your bucket list. The podcast ahead are a mix of my own personal stories of transformation and growth, mishaps and blunders, and trust me, and there's a lot of them, life pivots and changes that I've made because of my travels, as well as amazing guests who will share their stories of global and domestic adventures, living as expats and building businesses in different countries, family travel and parenting in different cultures, as well as wellness and spiritual experiences around the world, and so much more. Get ready to go on your own inner exploration as we discover the world together. Happy exploring. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Transform with Travel podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of inspiration, adventure, and exploration. If you felt inspired by this episode, please rate and review in whatever streaming app you're listening from. This allows us to spread the word even more and continue to serve up weekly doses of adventure. As always, we'd love if you could share the episode with someone in your life who you think will benefit from this conversation. Thanks so much for listening. This is your reminder to get out there and keep on exploring.